I'm 26F, and for most of my life, I was the family's afterthought. My older sister, Laura 29F, was the golden child. The kind of person who walked into a room and immediately had everyone's attention. She was beautiful, popular, and could do no wrong in our parents' eyes. And me? I was the awkward, chubby little sister who existed in her shadow. Growing up, the comparisons never stopped. Laura was praised for everything: her looks, her charm, her effortless ability to make people adore her. Meanwhile, I was the smart one, which in our house was just a polite way of saying I wasn't special enough in any other way. Laura didn't just bask in her favoritism, she weaponized it. At family gatherings, she'd make comments about my weight, my lack of style, how I'd never get a boyfriend looking like that. At school, she ignored me unless she needed something. Online, she'd post funny stories mocking my social awkwardness, always followed by LOL, just sister things. Our parents brushed it off as sibling teasing. If I ever got upset, they'd roll their eyes and tell me I was too sensitive, that Laura was just joking. They loved telling the story of how, when I was 14, I tripped in front of Laura's friends, and she laughed so hard she cried. According to them, it was just a funny moment. According to me, it was one of the many times I wanted to disappear. Things came to a head when I was 18. It was at a family friend's wedding, one of those big fancy events where appearances mattered. I had finally worked up the courage to wear something I actually liked instead of blending into the background. A dress that fit well, shoes that made me feel confident. I wasn't the prettiest girl there, but for once I felt good about myself. Then Laura saw an opportunity. In the middle of dinner, loud enough for the entire table to hear, she joked that I looked like I was trying too hard. She went on about how she should have helped me pick something more flattering, how I was brave for wearing heels with my stumpy legs. People laughed, some awkwardly, some genuinely amused. I wanted to crawl under the table. That was the moment I decided I was done. Done being the joke, done being Laura's punchline. I spent the next several years rebuilding myself from the ground up. I lost weight, not because I wanted to be skinny, but because I wanted to feel strong in my own body. I worked on my confidence, my style, the way I carried myself. I threw myself into my studies, networked like my life depended on it, and carved out a career in an industry I loved. By my mid-20s, I was thriving. I had a high-paying job, a great social circle, and a life I had built on my own terms. People respected me, not because of who I was related to, but because of who I had become. Meanwhile, Laura's golden glow had started to fade. She had coasted through life on charm and good looks, never bothering to develop real skills. She married young to a guy who had money but no patience for her entitlement. That marriage was now crumbling, and she was struggling to keep up the perfect image she had always projected. But even as Laura's life fell apart, our parents still treated her like the victim. They tiptoed around her, made excuses for her mistakes, and of course expected me to step in and help. "She's having a hard time," they said. "She needs support." As if she had ever supported me. The first time I ran into Laura in years, it wasn't at a family event, it was at a professional one. I was there with colleagues, and she was there hoping to switch industries after realizing her past experience wasn't enough to land stable work. The moment she saw me, her eyes widened in disbelief. It was the first time she had to acknowledge that I was no longer the awkward little sister she could dismiss. A few days later, she reached out. At first, it was friendly, almost nostalgic. Then came the real reason: she wanted career advice. She was struggling to find work, and since I was so successful now, maybe I could help a sister out. I didn't say no right away. Instead, I asked her what she had been doing to improve her situation. Had she taken any courses? Updated her skills? Applied to jobs properly?